Queen Chioma, ayy. Queen Chioma, Queen Chioma, Queen Chioma, ayy. She the one that always stay poppin', ayy. Flow crazy and it got my head bobbin', ayy. My nose up till you joints lookin' snotty, ayy. Brown skin cascade down my body, ayy.
So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about an independent sports reporter, Janerika Owens, going viral for what she wore to Seahawks Media Day leading up to Super Bowl 60. Now, if you've been anywhere on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or Threads during the Super Bowl week, you've probably seen the clips and the pictures, and you've definitely seen the comment section going crazy. Janerika showed up to Media Day in a tailored gray blazer and short set, what people are calling a short suit, styled with a very deep V-cut neckline. Hair laid, makeup clean, body tee, camera ready. She posted it casually like it was just another work day. The caption was simple. It was Seahawks Media Day. And the internet did what the internet does. Some people were like, she looks good, she's confident, she's modern. This is what sports media looks like now. And others were like, this is not how you get taken seriously in the NFL. This is not the room for that. And what made this conversation even bigger is that this is Super Bowl week. This isn't like, a random preseason sideline. This is one of the biggest sports stages in America. So, that means executives, owners, athletes, legacy journalists, national cameras. So when you show up in a look that leans more fashion editorial than traditional sports media, people are definitely going to talk. Now, before we go further, I have to give my disclaimer. Janerika is a beautiful woman. I am not about to sit here and act like she doesn't look good. She does. That's not the debate. The debate is about professionalism, perception, strategy, and the line between being stylish and being distracting in a professional environment. And this is why I wanted to cover it, because this isn't just about one outfit. It's about the bigger conversation women keep having right now, especially Black women, about autonomy, about empowerment, presentation, and whether critique automatically equals hate. And y'all already know I'm gonna give y'all nuance. I'm not here to dog her out, but I'm also not here just to hype her up either. So I've broken this video down into 3 main talking points. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, before we get started, please do not skip, okay? Just real quick before we get into the video, I wanted to help out my cousin. She is a lash tech based in Tampa, Florida, and she's currently looking for 5 lash models at a discounted rate to help her build her portfolio. The model sets are $35, and she offers classic, hybrid, and volume styles. Just so you know, you don't get to choose the exact lash set because it's for portfolio work, and appointments will be filmed and photographed for content. You do have to come with clean, natural lashes, no eye makeup, and be comfortable being on camera. So if you're in Tampa, in the Tampa, Florida area, and you're interested, go ahead and DM her at Mixed Lashes or email mixedlashes@gmail. I'll also put the info up on the screen. You guys go ahead and support a small business, okay? And please tell her Chioma sent you. So for my Tampa ladies, there you go. Let's get right into this video. So starting off with my first point, that is the outfit, the setting, and professionalism. Let's start with the actual look and why it caused such a reaction. The outfit itself was tailored. It wasn't sloppy. It wasn't wrinkled. It fit her body well. I kind of want it. I do think that fashion has evolved. We've seen tailored short suits on runways and corporate creative offices and even at press events. The problem people are reacting to isn't that she just wore shorts. It's the combination of short shorts and a very deep neckline in a setting like the NFL Media Day. And the context definitely is important. Shorts, to me, I wouldn't wear it, but I see what she was going for. I do think the shorts are way too short for a professional environment. There's a difference between a creative agency launch party or maybe your own, branding event, women's empowerment event. This is like a women's brunch event outfit. That's usually what I see the girlies wear, versus a room full of NFL executives and athletes where women already have to fight to be respected for their sports knowledge. In fashion, there's something called the rule of 3s. Let me put y'all on, okay? I'm in the fashion modeling industry, so this is something I've learned even just as a professional woman, regardless of what industry you're in. You generally don't expose chest, legs, and midriff all at once in professional settings. You choose one focal point and balance the rest. If the shorts are shorter, then neckline is higher. If the neckline is lower, then the hemline is longer. That balance keeps the focus on your presence and authority instead of your body, okay? So for my girlies, especially my college girls that watch, definitely remember that. For me personally, the neckline is what pushed it into distracting territory. When you lean forward with a microphone and a camera angle naturally shifts downward, it changes what the audience is focusing on. And I kind of feel like these pictures were taken with the intention to cause shock value, because why are we leaning our chest into the microphone? At an NFL event. The reality is, if the comment sections are filled with jokes about getting a ring instead of clips of your questions and your interviews, I think that tells you that the focus definitely shifted. And here's why I don't think it was accidental. If you scroll through her page, she has plenty of stylish but controlled outfits. She has structured dresses, she has elevated blazers with trousers, she has polished looks that still show personality without dominating the room. She understands presentation, which is why I think she pushed the line intentionally. And when you push the line in a legacy industry like the NFL, you definitely have to expect pushback. That doesn't mean she deserved disrespectful comments, but it does mean people are going to question whether the outfit matched the occasion. Now, moving on to my second point, the race debate and double standards. Now, let's address the race conversation because that became a whole separate layer, of course. There was an article that I found on the Shadow League, and it framed it around the idea of it's never a problem when white women do it, and fans started pulling up photos of white reporters in fitted or shorter outfits saying nobody criticizes them the same way. And let's be honest, double standards absolutely exist. Black women are hypersexualized faster, right? And we know that. Our curves are perceived differently. A deep neckline on a white woman can read as chic, while on a curvier black woman, it can be labeled excessive. And I do think that bias is real. So it's fair to bring that up. But where I personally see it is just because something else might get more grace does not automatically make it wise to test the boundary yourself as a black woman. If you know the industry is biased, you move strategically within it, especially if your goal is long-term credibility. Acknowledging racism exists doesn't mean surrendering to it. It means understanding the environment you're walking into. The NFL is already a male-dominated space where women constantly have to prove they know the game, right? So when you show up in something that amplifies an image that already gets projected onto black women, it definitely complicates things. That doesn't mean she deserves the nasty comments, like I said, or sexual assumptions, but she has to remember that optics are real. And sometimes empowerment gets confused with defiance. Women empowerment can also look like positioning yourself in a way that protects your authority. Two things can be true at once. Double standards exist and presentation still matters. Now, moving on to my third and final point, hater culture versus accountability. You know I had to wake it up. Let's talk about the part that always shows up when women critique other women. The "you're just jealous" argument. Anytime someone says something might not have been the best move, the automatic response is, y'all are mad, y'all are insecure, y'all hate confident women. And to an extent, that could be true, but I don't think it's always true. And I've dealt with that on this channel for years, and the OG subscribers know what I'm talking about. There was a time on this channel where anytime I gave my opinion about women, especially when it came to accountability or presentation, the first thing people would say was, you're a hater, or why do you care, or you're jealous. And I'm not even gonna lie, for a while those comments were kind of heavy, but over the last few years, I've noticed something shift. I don't really see those comments the way that I used to. So if you've been watching me consistently for years, shout out to you, but tell me if you've noticed that too, because in my personal opinion, I think a lot of people are waking up. A lot of women are growing up and waking up. I think a lot of the conversations I was having years ago that felt unpopular are starting to make more sense to people now. It was never about hating on anybody. It was never about tearing women down. It was always about being honest. And sometimes honesty does sound harsh when people aren't ready for it, but that doesn't make it hate. Calling something unprofessional does not mean that you hate her. It does not mean you're jealous of her body. It means you're analyzing the optics. There was a TikTok video that talked about this, and I'm gonna share it because I do agree with her sentiments.
Frustrating to me that anytime a woman is criticized for dressing inappropriately or unprofessionally in a professional setting, everyone always assumes that whoever said it is just jealous that they don't look that good. You know what? Yeah, maybe they are. Why is that a bad thing? I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but Janerika Owens is a beautiful woman with an incredible body. I wish I looked like that. I wish I looked like that in an outfit like that. But looking beautiful is not her job. It's part of her job, don't get me wrong. If you work in media and you are in front of a camera, the way you look is in fact part of your job. The moneymaker, as some might say. But her primary job as a reporter is to interview people and to have exceptional communication skills. And this is a really big problem when it comes to not just women in sports, but women in male-dominated industries and professions in general. The default assumption when a woman is in a male-dominated space is they are there because they're hot or because they got with someone who got them that job. That's the default assumption. It's ugly, but it's true. That's the assumption. And it's especially the case when it comes to women in sports because people just assume that women don't know anything and they're dumb and they they don't know football. They don't know what they're talking about. Women in sports specifically have fought this assumption for years and years and years and years, decades, if we're being honest. And it did not help when those allegations about Joy Taylor came out a couple of years ago. And notice that that is the default assumption, even if a woman is wearing a buttoned up shirt that's buttoned to here and showing absolutely nothing. That is the default assumption until people actually listen to what is coming out of their mouth. And a lot of the time, they don't. Women lead with their assets in industries that are not modeling, for example. It discredits those that might not be as blessed in terms of those assets, that may very well be more qualified than the people leading with their assets. Y'all, I am not saying that women have to wear potato sacks and dress like nuns in order to be professional. There are plenty of professionals in the sports business, for example, that are extremely fashionable. You have Maria Taylor, Taylor Rooks, Laura Rutledge. All of these women are consummate professionals and very respected in the industry and still dress fashionably and look beautiful without wearing what one would wear at the beginning of an adult movie. Other layer to this that I don't think enough people discuss is the fact that it is literally proven that more attractive people are more likely to be promoted, even if they don't necessarily deserve it over someone that is less attractive than them. And I think this is the root of a lot of the things that we're seeing with influencers being put in journalism positions over people that are way more qualified and way more deserving. Yeah, I wish we would just retire this whole "you're just jealous" or "you're ugly" or "you wish you looked that good" in response to discussions like this. Yes, yes, and yes. Can we talk about the actual issue now?
I may sound like a bitter Betty, but this is not appropriate. In any like professional setting, this is not appropriate. It's cute. Like, I think it's a cute outfit. Her body is T, okay, very pretty girl. But I would never wear this in any type of professional setting ever. There's absolutely no reason that her top is as low cut as it is. And the shorts, I'm sorry, are just too short. This is not appropriate for any professional setting. As a reporter, your main objective is to conduct an interview where the attention is not on yourself, but on the person you're interviewing. When you wear an outfit like this, the attention is then diverted from whoever you're speaking to yourself. I can't remember one interview she did because now all everyone is talking about is this outfit. If that was her main objective, then I guess she accomplished it, but I'm assuming her objective is to be taken seriously as a journalist, and I just find it hard to believe that she thought that she could wear an outfit like this and people would actually take her seriously. I've gone on her social media and I've seen her wear cute outfits that were really appropriate. This outfit, for example, is very nice. It still shows off her figure. It's still form-fitting, but she's covered head to toe, and I think she looks beautiful. I think this one as well is beautiful. I would actually wear this dress myself. I think it's so cute. Again, it fits her figure very nicely, but she's completely covered. It's very professional. This is fine. This outfit as well, very nice. She has a nice little blazer on, some pinstripe pants, but she's, she's dressed appropriately. Like, I would take her seriously if I saw her interviewing someone. So clearly she knows how to dress professionally. Like, I've seen pictures. She clearly knows how to do it. So I'm wondering why she decided to wear this outfit at this moment. The NFL, the Super Bowl is a really big deal, and I'm sure that's a huge stepping stone for her. So for her to wear something like that in a moment like that, that's so big, is just really strange. Hopefully someone in her camp has let her know that maybe to tone it down a notch, but I'm sure she'll figure it out, and probably next time she'll dress a little bit more appropriately for the occasion.
So yeah, that was great. And there was a TikTok comment to that said, "I hate that I agree with you because I lean toward women wearing what they want, but it's hard enough for us to be taken seriously, and that outfit did not help." And I don't believe that's hate. I think that's just nuance. That's someone who believes in autonomy, but also understands consequence. We can support women and still say, maybe that wasn't the best choice for that specific room. We can believe in equality and still recognize that environments operate differently. If your little sister had her first big sideline opportunity and sent you that outfit for feedback, would you tell her no? Or would you maybe suggest adding the neckline? That's not oppression, okay, ladies? That's not oppressing somebody. That's just giving guidance. Accountability is not the same thing as tearing someone down. And I want people to remember that, because social media has definitely blurred that line, and it's very frustrating as a commentator. Public presentation is a part of of her profession. She works in media. Image is a part of the job. So conversations about image are very fair. Are people hating just to hate? Yes, some people, of course. The internet always has those, but not every critique is rooted in jealousy. Some of it is just rooted in experience and understanding how certain spaces operate. Now, just giving my closing thoughts on this whole entire situation, I don't think Janerika is unaware. I don't think she doesn't understand branding. I think she pushed the line, right? I think she understood it would spark conversation. She knew where she was. It's the Super Bowl. There's a lot of different players there. There's people there. And I do think that she's into fashion, but I think she definitely pushed the line. Maybe it was intentional, okay? But maybe it was just her personal style. But the result is that outfit became louder than the journalism on one of the biggest sports stages of the year. And when you're building authority in a legacy industry, attention is not the same thing as respect. You can go viral and still lose credibility in certain circles. As Black women especially, we have to often think 2 steps ahead, not because it's fair, but because it's reality. You can be stylish, confident, curvy, modern, and still read the room. That doesn't mean she won't continue thriving. It just means this moment highlights how thin the line can be between fashion forward and distracting in professional spaces. For me personally, I would have kept the short suit and just adjusted the neckline, maybe dropped the shorts a little bit, maybe make it like a biker short. And I say that as someone who's been in rooms where presentation changes how people treat you. So I'm not speaking from theory, I'm speaking from experience. Control your narrative, okay? Keep the focus on the questions. But what do y'all think? Was this blown out of proportion? Was it actually unprofessional? Are people still policing women's bodies in spaces where they don't want them anyway? Let me know your thoughts. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. Also, don't forget, if you are in Tampa, Florida, and you want to be a lash model for my cousin, her information is going to be in the description box and pinned down below. So make sure you guys check her out. And as always, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.
It's commendable, was a ceremony, but now it's a festival. New money now, so you gotta move a decimal. Presidential suite, and it's looking all congressional. I'm so delectable, queen card, cause mine is a collectible. Better mind your business and stay up off my genitals. Probably make them high, cause my body's like an edible. Wait, let me stop, cause I'm trying to be professional. Damn. I know that's what y'all said when you heard that verse. Y'all was like, damn. Respectfully though.